Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. Welcome back to the channel guys, I hope that all of you are doing well. It's time for your daily dose of some fragrance content, and it's also time for yet another mini fragrance haul video. For today I've prepared 3 scents from the brand of French Avenue that I'm going to unpack and try for the first time. All 3 come from the same line, at least from what I've gathered online. All 3 seem to be a little bit feminine, but they've gotten quite a few good reviews, so I'm really curious to try them out. So today I'm going to try Sweet Paradise, I'm going to try Lucious and Meringue. So let's unpack them and let's try them. The first one that I'm going to try out today will be called Meringue. Now supposedly this has been inspired by Creme de Coeur from BDK Perfumes, and it's been quite a while since I've tried the original fragrance, so I'm not going to compare this one with the original. I'm just going to test it out and just see what I pick up out of this fragrance. So let's unpack first this one. This is how the whole box looks like. It has an interesting shape and it comes in this creamy color. On the front you got the name of the fragrance, the brand name, you got this fake crystal. On the top and on the back you got some additional information. On the bottom there's a production date, which is July of 2024. Now supposedly this comes in an EDP concentration and the bottle size here is 100 milliliters. Okay, this is how the actual bottle looks. It has again pretty much the same color, maybe a little bit more pinkish compared to the actual box. The cap is plastic. Now I took the chance to check out the actual note breakdown of Meringue, at least the supposed note breakdown, and when you look at it, it actually looks quite similar to something like Nishane Hashivat, even something like Creed Aventa. So I'm really curious to see how Meringue smells. Let's check out the sprayer. It's a good sprayer. And on to the scent itself. Okay, I can definitely tell you that this has nothing to do with the scent of Hashivat or Aventus. It's very fruity. There's definitely a pineapple note in here, but also there's quite a bit of freshness, something like a bergamot note. It feels a little bit spicy, but also feels a little bit leathery as well. In fact, quite a bit leathery. The more time passes, actually, this becomes a little bit more leathery. Also there's definitely some vanillic sweetness somewhere in the background. And I'm not too sure that this actually smells feminine. I was expecting this one to smell more feminine than it actually does. Still maybe leans a little bit to the feminine side, but it's more like an unisex scent in my opinion. And smells quite interesting actually. Okay, so I'm going to give it a bit of time to settle down and I'll come back to check out the dry down of Meringue. The next one that I'm going to check out will be called the Sweet Paradise. It comes in this pinkish looking box. It has exactly the same box design, so let's unpack this one and try this one next. Again, very similar box design to the other one, to Meringue that I just tried, only coming in a pinkish color. Production date, if anyone is interested here, again is July of 2024, 100 milliliter bottle size, EDP concentration. Let's check out the bottle itself, and again very similar bottle design to the other one. It's a bit of a snug fit inside and the cap is a bit loose, as you can see. Okay, this is how the bottle looks. Again, plastic cap. Let's check out the sprayer here and see how this one smells. Very similar sprayer to the first one. I'm not too sure what to expect out of this one or if it's cloning anything. But I can tell you that this is more feminine compared to the first one that I just tried, to Meringue. This feels quite floral and sweet at the same time. Maybe something like a peach note in here that adds some fruity sweetness, but this feels quite floral. Maybe a hint powdery as well, maybe something like an iris note. Feels a bit fresh, it's like citrusy fresh, but also feels quite a bit musky. And a very interesting scent actually. But this one smells way more feminine compared to the first one, and this is definitely a feminine scent, like the coloring of the bottle and the box itself would suggest. And time to check out the last fragrance featured today, which is called Luscious. It comes in this greenish colored box, and this one I think is supposedly inspired by young pistachio. So let's unpack this one and see if my guess is right. Again, exactly the same box design, but in greenish color with again that very same golden colored bottom part. Again, production date here is July of 2024, the same concentration EDP, and the bottle size again is 100 milliliters. And this is how the bottle looks. Again, very similar bottle wise to the other two fragrances here. Same plastic cap. Let's check out the sprayer here and see how this one smells. Very similar sprayer to the other two. Okay, yes, this is very similar to young pistachio, and it's a very nutty fragrance that has quite a bit of nuttiness in here. A peanut note, a pistachio note, with quite a lot of vanillic sweetness. But this also opens up slightly fresh. Maybe there's something fresh in here, maybe like a mandarin note or a bergamot note that just adds a bit of freshness in just the first few seconds when you spray this one. But this also feels quite spicy. Maybe a cardamom note in here, but definitely quite a bit of a vanillic sweetness as well. It's quite a sweet and intense opening. And so I've given about 30 minutes to all three fragrances so that they can settle down a little bit and I can talk about their early dry down, and I'm going to go over them in the same order that I began, starting with Meringue. And this is an interesting scent that it's definitely leaning to the feminine side, but also kind of feels unisex at the same time because it's not overly feminine. It's a bit spicy, it's a bit fruity, a bit floral as well, but it also has a nice amount of leathery sort of a smell to it, which brings it a little bit more to the unisex side rather than being feeling like a complete feminine scent. Feels delicate, but at the same time, you know, having an interesting scent. Again, this is supposedly a BDK clone, but it's been quite a while since I tried the original fragrance, so I'm not going to compare them at this point in time. But this definitely smells interesting, quite interesting actually. The next one, of course, is Sweet Paradise, and this is probably the most feminine fragrance in today's video. This feels very floral, sweet at the same time, but quite floral, and that sort of an floral, scent that it has definitely brings it heavily into the feminine side. But it also has quite a decent amount of sweetness, and that making it, to my nose, feeling a very feminine scent. It's a nice scent profile, and so far, at least off a tester strip, this smells quite strong and will probably turn out to be a decent performer. And then the last one, the one that I was pretty sure what to expect, Lucious. This is a clone of young pistachio, and I thought that it was a clone of young pistachio, and it turned out to be such a thing. It has a very strong nutty scent, nutty notes, a peanut note, a pistachio note, but it also has quite a lot of sweetness. In the early dry down, this actually starts, in here I start to pick up a very strong honey note. The vanilla note is in here as well, adding more sweetness. Feels slightly spicy, slightly powdery as well, but it's a very sweet scent, very nutty, sweet fragrance that definitely smells quite strong of a tester strip. And if I have to guess, my guess will be that this will probably turn out to be quite a good performer. And really, it's a unisex fragrance that leans to the feminine side, but in my opinion, guys who like the scent of pistachio will definitely enjoy this one as well. If I have to pick up one fragrance that actually made a good impression for me, that will be Meringue, because of its interesting scent. But all three actually feel quite good, quite decent quality, and all three feel like will be at least decent performers. So guys, in today's video I unpacked and tried for the first time 3 scents from the brand of French Avenue: Meringue, Sweet Paradise and Lucious. All 3 are feminine leaning scents, but 2 of them actually are close to being unisex in my opinion. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me tomorrow for your daily dose of some fragrance content. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.